Hey guys, what's going on? It's Non-weaponized preparedness back with you. So, I actually have some solar news for you guys. There's a moderate solar storm already in effect. Let me get into my email here. It's being called the termination event. Let me read you the email I just received. Something big just happened on the sun. Researchers call it the termination event, and it could herald a stronger than expected solar cycle 25. NASA's Stereo A spacecraft is monitoring a large ultraviolet hotspot behind the sun's northeastern limb. It is definitely a concentration of hot plasma and magnetic fields. It might be an active sunspot. We will soon find out as it rotates into view before the end of the week. Solar physicists Scott McIntosh of NCAR and Bob Lemon or Lemon, I don't know which one, of University of Maryland, Baltimore County call it the termination event. Old solar cycle 24 has finally died off. It was, quote, terminated, says McIntosh. Now the new solar cycle 25, can really take off. Termination event is a new idea in solar physics, outlined by McIntosh and Lemon in a December 2020 paper in the journal called Solar Physics. Not everyone accepts it yet. If solar cycle 24 or solar cycle 25, I'm sorry, if solar cycle 25 unfolds as McIntosh and Lemon predict, the termination event will have to be taken seriously. The basic idea is this. Solar cycle 25 started in December of 2019. However, old solar cycle 24 refused to go away. It hung on for 2 more years, producing occasional old solar cycle sunspots and clogging the sun's upper layers with its decaying magnetic field. During this time, the two solar cycles coexisted. Solar cycle 25 struggling to break free, while old solar cycle 24 held it back. Quote, solar cycle 24 was cramping solar cycle 25's style, said Lemon. Researchers have long known that solar cycles can overlap. The twist added by McIntosh and Lemon is the realization that overlapping cycles can interact. This makes sense. In the early 20th century, George Ellery Hale discovered the magnetic polarity of sunspot pairs reverses itself from one cycle to the next. Indeed, the sun's entire global magnetic field flips around every 11 years, hence the 11-year plus minus sunspot cycle. When the adjacent opposing field overlaps, they naturally interfere. Termination events mark the end of interference when a new solar cycle can break free of the old. The timing of the termination event can predict the intensity of the new cycle. In their solar physics paper, McIntosh and Lamont look back over 270 years of sunspot data and found that termination events happen every 10 or 15 years. That's interesting, guys. That is very interesting. So we are in a solar flux period. Let me get into the website known as QRZ and pull up the latest sunspot data here. Dang, the sun seems to be active for sure. A index of 8, alpha index of 8, kilo index of 1, signal to noise ratio of 62. Aurora latitude is that's positive 67.5, and solar flare probability 30%. It's really looking pretty good here, guys. So the sun is something that we're going to have to pay attention to. And please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel just fine.